So I guess right now I'm gonna ask a few questions to Agata from my personal experience. So I've been learning French for a few years right
Ooh.
now.
Oui,
Bonjour.
madame. Bonjour, madame. Ça va? Ça va bien?
Ça va bien, merci. Et toi?
Moi aussi.
Oh, très bien.
It's so hard.
So, so right now, I'm still perfecting my French. I'm not very fluent, but because of the pandemic, I feel like I have more time to learn other language as well, to use my time for, new skills. And I'm planning to learn Korean while also perfecting my French. So, what do you think the biggest challenge to learn new language, and what stopped people from learning new language amid learning?
I believe my answer would be like based on my personal experience as well, yeah. So I think the biggest challenge is the time where you give up in the process of learning this new language, because learning new language is not just like a determined period of time. For example, you set a deadline, I will learn French in 1 year. It's not like that, because learning languages, it's beyond that determined time, like it's a process in which you have to keep on learning, keep on practicing. So sometimes when people learn new language and they got very excited about it, but then when they encounter a problem or a challenge, or for example they're trying to explain or say something in that foreign language, and then some people laugh at them, and then you feel embarrassed about it, and then you stop learning it. I think that is the biggest challenge of learning new language. You have to have this determination and perseverance, like you really want to learn this new language, and despite of any challenges that might come in the future or now, that will not stop you from learning that language. And also, as I said earlier about practicing, you have to practice it with the native one, because if you just, like, for example, I'm not a native speaker of English, for example. If I only practice my English with my friends who are not an English speaker, then my ability to speak English would be like just right there. It will not develop, or it will not be increased. So the other step is to continue challenging yourself, having the courage to come to the foreign people and try to speak English, no matter if your pronunciation is not good, or you I don't know, you made mistakes in saying or explaining something. That doesn't matter, because the important thing is that you try to speak, and people will very will feel appreciate that you want to learn their languages. I think that's one of the biggest challenges. And based on this reason, every time I got an experience for like or I got an opportunity to speak like this moment, I always encourage young people or the youth to overcome this kind of challenge, like if they feel afraid learning new language, and if they stop just because they made mistakes, it should be like put it aside. Like you have to put it aside and continue learning this new language, and keep on practicing, because that is the key of mastering a new language.
Yeah, I can agree on that, because so many of my friends who wanted to speak fluent English, every time they try, they always ask me, how are you so fluent in English? And I told them, oh, I tried to speak it, as much as I could. And they always told me they're afraid of making mistakes, and they feel like they're embarrassed by making mistakes. While for me, the point of learning language is, discovering mistakes and then, relearn from that. Oh, this is not correct. This is the way you say it properly, and etc. By not making those mistakes, you will never learn and move on. And I feel like that in my case.
But interestingly, if like for example, if I want to communicate with someone I really need to build a connection with a certain someone. And sometimes when we talk to natives, we have different pop cultures, right? Basically, we
Yeah.
have different cultures, and if we talk with them, it's like for example, I have Latino and Latina friends in the student college in Germany right now. We speak in English, but I really actually I am learning Spanish. I'm trying to learn Spanish, and then
That's great.
if we talk with one another, it feels like there's this something between us. Like if I talk to them, even though we understand each other, there's always this language barrier where okay, I understand you, you understand what I'm saying, but we can't really relate one another. That's really interesting, and I think that's one of the most common problems if we talk to natives or we talk
Yeah.
to the others. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah. But that should not be, discouraging to anyone who wants to learn language, like mistakes and then language barrier. I think, as a native Indonesian speaker myself, when I see, foreigner trying to speak Indonesian and they make mistakes, I don't I don't want to discourage them. I feel like that's fine, and I think mostly applies to a lot of native speakers of other language. When a person trying to
true.
speak their language and making mistakes, they don't point it out and then blaming or getting angry at them, but trying to encourage them to keep learning.
True, because we always learn a lot of new things, and we weren't born to be something perfect, so we need to learn and learn again until we are
Yep.
until we master the thing. Talking about language, learning new language, and all of sort of that. Like I mentioned earlier, in 2017, I went to Germany because I learned new language, because I learned German. And then thankfully, I got the stipendium. What's the stipendium? Scholarship. I got 3 week scholarships, and then I flew to Germany for 3 weeks, like I mentioned earlier, and that also brings me to where I stand right now. I stand in Germany. I learn in German, and that brings me to a whole lot of new world. And also English brought me to this right now. I'm interviewing in English, and also I work at ASEAN Youth Organization right now, which basically speaking English all the time, and I'm really thankful for German and English. So Agatha, where did your new languages brought you to?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So my first foreign language that I learned was also English, and that really opened like new opportunities. I also applied for scholarship, Michael, so like the same. And when I was in high school, I got a scholarship to study in Italy for 1 year. So because of that, I learned a new language. My second foreign language is Italian. And it was such a nice experience because I got to study like in the normal school, like with the other Italians. And I live also in a foster family. So I learned the language not only in the formal way, but also informal way with my friends, with the communities. And because of that ability, when I got back in Indonesia, I have new skills, language skills. So based on that, I got some opportunity to become interpreters for English speakers and also for Italian speakers. So based on that, not only that I improved my speaking skills in foreign languages, but I also get connected to many people from different countries, sometimes in my work and also when I was still in the university. And when we have like guests from different countries, they do not speak Indonesian, so I have to translate for them. And I also got the chance to translate from Italian to Bahasa Indonesia or from Italian to English. So that was a great opportunity. And also from that foreign languages, I also got the chance to participate in like other international events, because having this ability to speak other languages enables you to communicate easier with the people from that country. For example, when there is an international conference in Italy, I was selected to represent Indonesia because I can speak the language and I know the content and I could represent Indonesia in that place. So I couldn't agree more with you, Michael, and also Anya, that learning new languages will open to many doors of new opportunities and also enrich your knowledge in language abilities. And I think there is not a finish line of learning languages, like you can always add new interesting languages. Like I'm also learning, I'm still learning Spanish as well. Yeah, but I could learn it better when I was in the country that speaks Spanish, like because you every day you will speak with them, you are forced to communicate. If not, you will not survive. It's a very effective way of learning languages.
Okay, so just small intermezzo. I would like to propose. For the audience can also join with us. So if we have the time to learn new language right now, if you all have the time to learn new language right now, what would the language be and why? I'm gonna start with mine. My first option is Italy, and then the second option is Mandarin. But I think I'm gonna switch that. So I think I'm gonna learn Mandarin first, because you all know that China has been a monster in economic. I mean, the economic development has been huge in the past, I'd say 50 years or 60 years or I'd say 100 years. I'm just gonna say 60 years, and therefore I'd like to learn Mandarin also after I'm done with. I think after I'm done with Spanish, or I don't know, but yeah, I want to learn Mandarin because of that, and so because I'm Chinese, but I can't really speak Chinese.
Nice.
So my other families who speak Chinese was like, "You're Chinese, but you can't speak Chinese." I was like, just want to share. So yeah, that's about it.
What
How
about
you,
Agatha?
Agatha? What would?
Oh, honestly speaking, I want to learn Portuguese now. And the reason is quite simple. Because I love hearing and listening to Brazilian music. So that is just a simple one. I like the songs, I like the music, and I want to be able to speak Portuguese. So that is the language that I'm learning now. Well, casually. Like this is also another tip. Actually, when I was about to start learning Spanish. The reason was also because I like listening to Spanish music, particularly reggaeton. So it's very
okay.
if you know Despacito, Taki Taki, like those kind of songs, that's a kind of reggaeton song. But I started to like it like since I was in high school or university, so like a long time ago, and I enjoy listening to it and try to learn and mimic the the words or the lyrics. And then when I started to learn Spanish, I remembered those words, like I know this I know this word, I know this what it means, like, and I learned from those lyrics. And it really made me can learn it better and in a fun way. So that's what I'm also going to do with learning Portuguese. Like I'm starting it with listening to the music, understanding the lyrics, and when I study the vocabularies and also the language, it's gonna be easier. So maybe it's a tips for you, Michael, Anya, and the others who are watching this. Starts from the songs.
Yeah, actually, how I become, pretty fluent in English is I started to listen to English songs and then watch, English movies. But I think what really helped me understand the context of the English language is gaming, because it's two-way understanding. You have to do the command in the game, right? So you have to understand the context of the English that they use. Okay, so because we're also like to involve our community, someone has asked us a question.
His name is Kusuma.
Oh, Kusuma.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Kusuma.
question, well, a favor actually. Kusuma _AKS He said, "Good evening. According what I get from the live, that in the podcast we're talking about language. So I asked, can the AYO ASEAN delegate members sharing about their language? I mean, like tell the audience about some general expression in a common conversations in order we can know more each other ASEAN countries' language. Thanks, love from Bali." This should be the perfect chance for Mo to introduce us to her language, but unfortunately she's not here. So I guess because unfortunately all of us is Indonesian here, so maybe we can introduce him to our third language.
Yeah,
We can
but
also
maybe
have like a small session of learning Indonesian, you know?
All right.
uh,
Or Japanese.
Or Japanese.
Right? Yeah.
Japanese?
Japanese.
Oh, Japanese. Yeah, true.
Yeah. What is the common expression in Japanese that commonly used? Let me think.
Or for example, we can say like one word, and then we try to find the similarities or the other words in the other language. For example, thank you. How do you say thank you in Japanese? How do you say thank you in bahasa Indonesia, in German, or in
Yeah.
Italian, or in Spanish? I can help to share.
Oh,
Yeah.
Japanese has some resemblance with Sundanese. If I
Yeah.
remember correctly, Sundanese said hatur nuhun,
That's
Ah,
true.
and
Yeah,
for
hatur nuhun.
Japanese said matur
Yes.
nuhun.
Yeah, matur
That's-
nuwun. True.
We have some resemblance, and then for
Yeah.
in Indonesia we have gratis, and gratis means also the same in German, also in Italian. What yeah.
Gratis.
I don't okay.
In French, it's
Gratis.
gratuit.
Gratuit.
Yeah, it's
Gratuit.
almost the same.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah,
But for the thank you,
what
it's
is the
different.
common
Thank
expression?
you.
Yeah, merci beaucoup.
Yeah, but thank
Yeah, of
you, for
course,
example,
it's
Italian and Spanish, it's kind of similar. In Italian, we say grazie. In Spanish, we say
Nice.
gracias.
Gracias.
So it's similar.
Gracias.
And
Yeah.
in Bahasa
Oh.
Indonesia, we say terima kasih, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
For me,
What about some expression? I wanna share, like the expression that the French use. It's like ce n'est pas la mer à boire, which literal means is, it's not like as if you drink the sea. So it's like the meaning of that is that it's not that difficult. It's not that big of a deal. So yeah, that's what the French people usually do. Ce n'est pas la mer à boire. You're not drinking the sea. It's not a big deal. What about in German and
Spanish?
Italian?
Maybe in Italian. Maybe
I'm
Agatha
thinking
can
as well.
share some.
Expressions.
Yeah, that's commonly used by the Italian maybe. Pizza.
Well, there's a lot, but let me think. But I think I want to also introduce like the some Indonesian expressions that I think it's very meaningful. For example, we
Yeah,
say
sure.
jauh di mata, dekat di hati. For me it's a very meaningful. It literally means far from the sight but closer to the heart. Isn't it like super cool, like phrase, like
It's super cool.
It's-
And it applies to all of the long distance relationship couple that right now is being, separated by distance because of COVID. So that's very relatable expression right now.
Oh, I want to share about a German phrase, German idioms.
What is that?
I just searched it on Google, and this is in German it's jetzt geht's die Wurst.
What is that?
In English that means it's about it's right now we are talking about sausage, or now it goes around the sausage, and it means all or nothing. So I'm just gonna share that because I think it's very interesting. It's about sausage right now. So it means all or nothing. I'm just gonna share that. So yeah.
That's funny.
How do you say it in German?
Jetzt geht es die Wurst. Jetzt is now. Geht es is about geht es it's about, yeah. Geht es is it's about. Geht es it's about. Die Wurst is Wurst is sausage. Like Germany is famous for its sausage. So yeah, I don't I really don't know why, but yeah.
That's funny.
It's all or nothing. Jetzt geht es die Wurst.
Wow, it's why sausage?
That's interesting.
In
I
Italian,
guess Germans obsessed with their sausage.
In Italian, we
idioms.
have a similar saying, I think. In Italian, we say meglio tardi che mai. Meglio tardi che mai.
Meglio
It
tardi
means
che mai.
better late than never.
Ah, okay.
Better late than never.
Meglio tardi che mai.
Yeah, meglio tardi che mai.